Right now at noon, a last-minute push for summer learning in Oregon. Governor Tina Kotek signs into law summer school funding for 3 years, plus a setback for learning in the state of Washington as Dolly Parton Imagination Library faces funding cuts. And later,
it's like we don't judge, we're just here to help.
How a laundry service in Portland's Central East Side serves a critical need for the most vulnerable. And today marks the 50th anniversary of the end of the Vietnam War. We take a look at the celebration. Your news at noon starts right now. Thanks for joining us. I'm China Green. We start the news at noon with Oregon Governor Tina Kotek signing into law 2 bills that will make a last-minute push for summer school funding. So the bills appropriate $35 million for summer learning this year and next, and $12 million for June of 2027. Oregon students currently rank among the worst nationwide in reading scores. Experts say one of the best ways to catch up is through tutoring sessions like summer school.
Research tells us that high-quality summer programs reduce learning loss and give students a sense of belonging. We know that students who participate in summer learning programs graduate at higher rates and attend school during the school year more often.
Now, ideally, school districts would have the funds in hand by January, which gives them ample time to prepare programming. But even with the delay, some legislators believe it will make a big difference.
I wish I could give school districts more time this year, but I think in the long run, having summer learning be part of the longer term plan for funding will be beneficial for our school districts, but also for our children.
Governor Kotek says that her vision in the future is to support every Oregon student year-round with after-school programs. Your ballot for the Oregon special elections are getting mailed out today. Yesterday was the last day to register to vote, so here's what to expect next. You should receive your ballot by May 8th. The special election will take place May 20th, and the final results will be certified on June 16th. A number of local issues are on the ballot, including elections to school district and education service district boards, rural fire and flood safety boards, and assorted bonds and levies. All right, taking a live look of Pioneer Courthouse Square, where workers are set to protest tomorrow for International Workers' Day, also called Mayday. The event is from 4:30 to 6 p.m. at Pioneer Courthouse Square. Speakers representing labor unions and advocacy groups are expected to address issues like workers' rights, immigration, and access to public programs. A similar protest is also happening in Vancouver tomorrow afternoon from 12 to 2 at Esther Short Park. Headed over to Rod Hill for a look at weather. So that's tomorrow. Let's talk about today because it is beautiful, and I'm sure you had, a lot to do with that, right?
Well, of course. And keep in mind, if you are a fan of warm weather, whatever we do today, you're going to tack on about 10 degrees to that for your forecast high in your neighborhood tomorrow. So 2 sunny days with warming temperatures. A little bit of cloudiness early this morning in Lincoln City, but now it's just perfectly clear. No signs of any low cloud deck at all from our Snook Winds Casino resort camera in Lincoln City. 51 degrees. Parts of the beach might get up to 60. We did have some clouds up in Calais County this morning and also Seaside, Cannon Beach, Astoria. Those clouds have now disappeared as well. And looking from the Astoria column camera, 54. Our state capital, beautiful sunny noon hour, 56 degrees is the temperature. Not much variance from spot to spot. Downtown Portland's at 56 degrees as well. So I think we at least hit 70 this afternoon, and we might go up as warm as 73. There's not much wind until you get out in the gorge where winds are blowing from the northwest 10 to 20 miles per hour. We'll be 68 at 8 o'clock. Tomorrow is the first day of May, and we think it's pretty much a slam dunk that it will become the warmest day of the year so far. We'll have that forecast for you coming up shortly.
Thank you, Rod. Now at noon, cuts could be on the way for the Dolly Parton Imagination Library in Washington. The nonprofit provides 1 free book a month to kids ages 5 and under and serves more than 100,000 kids in Washington state. It also relies on state funding to shoulder half its costs. The program requested $7 million in state money during this year's legislative session to help support it for the next 2 years. But last weekend, the session wrapped up with Washington lawmakers approving a budget that does not fund the Imagination Library.
It's the #1 early literacy program in the nation. And it's been proven to prepare children for kindergarten. They do better on their fall kindergarten assessments. They do better in their 3rd grade reading and 4th grade math checkpoints.
At this point, the nonprofit is asking for donations to keep operations at current levels. According to the Commerce Department, the U.S. economy shrank 0.3% in the first quarter of 2025. So this was the first quarter of negative growth since the beginning of 2022. Experts say the growth was slowed by a surge in imports as companies tried to bring in foreign goods before Trump imposed tariffs. And the Department of Justice recently terminated hundreds of grants, including a couple for a group that supports foster kids in the courtroom. Emma McCarty talked with the leader of the local chapter.
For more than a decade,
we train volunteers to advocate for children while they're in the foster care system.
Betsy Stark-Miller has led this effort in Multnomah, Washington, Columbia, and Tillamook counties.
And the judges appoint us to cases so that we can help the judge understand the breadth and depth of the case, the nuances of the case.
The court-appointed special advocates, or CASAs, she explains, serve a critical role for children who've experienced abuse or neglect.
They need advocacy, they need support. They need to have an advocate show up in the courtroom for them, and that's what we do. It is a deeply embedded practice for our judges to respect and trust CASAs, and that comes because we make a difference to those kids in foster care.
Despite that trust and respect and decades of congressional support, the DOJ slashed federal funding to the national CASA program. In a notice of termination writing, this award is being terminated because it no longer effectuates the program goals or agency priorities.
There's no sense to this.
While the program she runs locally currently doesn't rely on federal funds for this year's budget, Stark-Miller says other programs in Oregon and nationwide certainly do. And while they might forego immediate impacts, she says there will be impacts long term.
I think the thing that hurts me the most when I think about this impact is it's going to hurt the kids the most, and that's pretty devastating.